And now for something completely different.
Get on with it.
Yes, get on with
A few moments later.
Julian!
Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Sports Church right here on the Barracks Party Media. I'm your host, Friar Minnie, a.k.a. John Kermering. I'm a United States Marine Corps veteran. 2311 was my MOS. IOAs. I'm a card carrying member of the E4 Mafia, allegedly. Actually, I have to say allegedly anymore because we are one heartbeat away as E4 Mafia members in the Marine Corps from the Oval Office, courtesy of JD Vance. Without further ado, though, I want to bring on my co-host. We're going to talk a little shit about sports. Not all your sports, just the ones we care about. So, shows for those, and that's it. Without further ado, Pook Dog. He is my friend from another mother, brother from another mother. Known him for 25 plus years. We were guests of both the most holistic company in the Marine Corps, the Ammo Company, 1st Supply Battalion, 1st Force Service Support Group, 1st Marine Division. Some good times, a lot of mandatory fun. We did it. We crushed it. Without further ado, the frick to my frack, Pook Dog.
Oh, let us proclaim robbery decisions and MVP victories along with a dead rooster champion.
Oh, man, we got some MMA to talk about, don't we, brother?
A little bit. We had a free
A
show.
little bit.
Yeah, we had a free show yesterday. It was something else from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. We don't need to really get right into that, or are we? Are we going right in my segment?
No, not right away. We're going to bring Pops on and check in with
everybody.
All
right, we got Pops. I appreciate you bringing me on early because I need to get a nap. Like I told you, I worked an 8 to 4 shift last night.
You know what I appreciate, Pook?
What's up?
I appreciate your hat and your hoodie. That's what I appreciate.
Oh, let us proclaim the mysteries of next year. Oh.
Over under 85 wins for the Cubs.
Over.
All right. Let me give you another one real quick. Over under 50%. The Cubs extend Kyle Tucker.
Man.
You gotta take into consideration that Jed Hoyer is what you get when you order Theo Epstein, but you order it from Temu.
Yeah, that's the joke. You've told that joke. I've heard that joke. I'm not saying it's not your joke. It's parallel thinking's out there. Man. Well, I say under.
I agree. I agree. There's no way they're gonna fucking re-sign that dude.
I'm posting on Facebook.
He's a Boris guy. All right. Without further ado, we're bringing up our next co-host, Reverend Pops. We call him Pops because he's my Pops. He is been in the auto racing business for over 50 years, so we know no other person that is much more tuned in and adept and passionate about the sport to speak about. So that's why we have him on. Without further ado, here he is.
Hey, what's up? You made it. Afternoon, all. It's a slow season because we're still not into the racing season, and it's coming quick, but it's taking a long time to get there.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Just but there is some news for you. And this is you're specifically in the contract for this guy. It just goes back to your time back in the Wisconsin Motorsports Banquet history. So anyway, Casey Kane is coming back after eight years of out of the NASCAR. He's coming back to run an Xfinity race for Richard Childress Motorsports. And we got all kinds of things to talk about that. Casey is a very good owner and driver in the Outlaw Wing Sprint Car Series. The last race he won in NASCAR was at Rockingham. And guess what? The Xfinity cars and the truck cars are truck cars. The trucks and the Xfinity cars are going to race at Rockingham this year for the first time in I don't know how many years, probably 15 years. So anyway,
Nice.
He's making his comeback into NASCAR at the Rockingham race. So that's coming in. And okay, we won't make everybody wait. Casey Kane's contract has a clause in there that he's not allowed to go to Milwaukee or Cincinnati while he's working for Richard Childress Racing.
Okay.
It seems that he and somebody, I don't know who, had a rather good time at the Wisconsin Motorsports Banquet, and Casey didn't make it back to Daytona. He didn't make it back at Daytona to practice the cars for Chip Ganassi, and apparently Chip gave that information to Richard Childress, and so Richard Childress wrote that into his contract.
Gotcha. All right. Well, without further ado, I mean, I'd rather get it over with quickly because Pook sent me about 4,500 fucking pieces to play for for MMA, and rightly so, because quite a lot of shit happened last night. So let's get to it, Pook. Let's get to
Oh
it.
yes, my friend. A lot of stuff did happen. First, before we get into the card last night, which was a great card, MVP.
You want to get into Bryce Mitchell?
Yes, please. So the very last one I sent you, that's the actual clip of what he says, because man, and I had to search the internet pretty good because I think they've pretty much wiped YouTube of this. I was able to find an Instagram clip of him saying what he said. Go ahead and play the clip so we can hear it out of his own
Telling the
mouth.
Nazis. I really don't think that he was, because I honestly think that Hitler was a good guy based upon my own research, not my public education indoctrination.
Wow.
I really do think before Hitler got on meth,
Damn,
he
you
was
a
the guy to go
dumbass
fishing with.
motherfucker.
He fought for his country.
I mean,
He wanted to
just dumb.
purify it
Like,
by
that's
kicking the
one
greedy
rule you
Jews
just
out
rip on no matter
that were
what.
destroying his country and turning them all into gays. They were gaying out the kids. They were queering out the women. They were queering out the dudes. They were, you know what her first tranny surgery ever was?
You just set the South back like
Happened to
20
be in
years,
Germany
you fuck.
before Hitler took over. You know the books that everybody makes fun of Hitler burning? You know what the books was? Queer books. Hitler burned queer
Oh
books.
my
'Cause
God.
Hitler didn't want a
What
bunch
is
of queers
this guy
destroying his
on?
nation. They can't produce children.
But
What about Hitler?
What the fuck, bro?
So
Dana White went off, by the way. I mean, he went off. I saw the counter clip to it, and he was like, "This is the dumbest shit I've ever fucking heard in my life."
Dana White was very gentle here because
Was he?
yeah, oh, he was, because if you're in any other league, any other sport, the music industry, man, you're done. You're done. Look at Kanye.
Yeah.
You're freaking done, man. There's a zero tolerance for anything anti-Jewish out there. Zero, man. You are done. Dana White is freaking if this guy be done if it weren't for Dana White. He'd be done. He got off with a freaking hostage apology. You know, that ain't
I
nothing.
guess.
Bro, it'd be the end of someone's career, but believe me, you know.
And do you remember when Marge shot?
Yeah, she was
Hitler
done.
was a good guy.
She was done. Done, man. This ended so many people. This is you're not allowed to talk about Hitler as being a good guy.
No, ever.
Never.
And you know what's funny? He's Bush League, man. He's Bush League. He's Bush League compared to Stalin or Mao. He's Bush League. But you know, still, like,
Well,
you just
I mean,
can't bring it up, man.
I mean, the Holocaust was a horrible thing. The Pook denounces the Holocaust for sure.
Well, yeah.
I'm not on the side of the Holocaust, but you gotta remember this is 6 million deaths, right? And that's and some people say that's inflated. Might be more. The Pook don't know. The Pook really don't know. The Pook feels bad about it. I'm not German. I mean, I got maybe this much German in me, so I'm not me apologizing. Not me apologizing or anything. I feel bad about what happened to him, but I mean, shit, there was like 50 other million deaths in World War II, right? We barely hear about those.
20 million on the Russian side, at least.
We barely hear about those, man. A lot of civilian casualties in Germany. We barely hear about any of that, you know. So, I mean, yeah, you ain't allowed to talk about that shit. But that being said, I think this is hilarious. So go ahead and show them the new Hugo Boss fight kit. The fight kit. You know how Venom puts out those fight kits? They'll give you a sweater with your name on it. You got the trunks with your name on it. Well, Hugo Boss just designed a fight kit for Bryce Mitchell. If you could pull that one up.
All right.
That's the screenshot I sent you.
God damn it, you got me going everywhere. Where is it? Oh, I got it. I know which one you're talking about. Never mind. I know. I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't know where to find this.
Yeah, it's the screenshot I sent you. I think I only sent you one screenshot.
That's it, right?
Yeah, the fight kit. The Hugo Boss fight kit.
Are those shorts or is that a dress?
Those are Hugo Boss.
These are shorts. God damn, Dad! You never heard the Nazi joke? Knock knock joke?
No, what's that?
Knock knock.
Who's there?
We will ask the question.
You got me on that one. I never heard that one. Before. That's classic. Oh my God. That is funny, man. You got me on that one. That was a good one. All right, let's get off of this. We spent enough time.
Yeah.
I could not mention this though.
No, I know, man. I know it was a huge deal. Like as soon as I saw it, like came across my feed, I'm like, oh no. Like what? And then right away I got off, went back to work, came out, and immediately on Instagram, Dana White's thing came up on my feed, and I clicked on that. I'm like, what's he gonna say? And he lit that dude up like a Christmas tree.
I think this is gonna help Bryce Mitchell's career in the end because you got so many people that actually hate him now.
Well, I mean, that worked for Connor, right? It worked for Connor.
Right.
I mean, Connor doesn't give two fucks. He gives fucks about throwing chicks off of boats, doing a lot of coke, getting laid, and that's Connor. And you know what? Many Irishmen idolize that motherfucker. So it is what it is. All right, what else we got in MMA? I mean, let's get into
last night's card. Let's get into what I spoke about when I was proclaiming the mysteries of Jamal Pogus getting completely ripped off. Bad judge deal. Go ahead, pull that up. This is the very next one after the Hugo. Just the one I sent you right before the Hugo Boss one. If you're scrolling up, it'll be the very next
Israel one. Or
no.
Oh boy.
In the order I sent them, right?
Man, then they're in reverse. Hold on. Let me try and find it. Yeah, dude, they're all like all right. So let's follow my logic. I sent you the Hugo Boss. Right before that, the text I sent you right before that is a YouTube clip with Jamal Pogus speaking his mind on what happened in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. I got it. I found it. Got it. Thank you.
And that's how the rest of this is going to just go to the next one.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Support. You know, we got robbed. It's not really much to say, man. When you fight in people's fucking country and shit, they're gonna pick the hometown guy. I know I won 2 and 3. Other than that, man, I really don't know what's next. We'll see what the UFC do if they resign me or not. If not, man, I appreciate everything about this journey, man. And fuck, man, I just go back home, heal love, and just hang out with my family, man. We'll see what God takes me next. But I know I won the fucking fight. We got to get this shit overturned, man. I'm going to the commission. Fuck that shit. Everybody in the world saw me win that fucking fight, man. I don't know what to say. I don't give a fuck when nobody say fuck Hamdi and anybody else that went against me because I know I won that fucking fight.
Well, that's what he had to say about it. But as far as the record books are saying, I don't know if he's going to get cut from the UFC. Obviously, he was on the bubble before this. As far as the record books are saying, Hamdi Abdullah Wahab won that fight. Abdullah Wahab. He's an Egyptian. He's not quite a Saudi Arabia boy, but he's a close thing to it. And was there some prejudice in the judging? From what the internet says, it's going nuts. Everyone agrees with Jamal in this instance here for the most part. You won't have too many people outside of Handy's camp saying different. So I don't know. We've talked about this ad nauseum, and Dana White doesn't seem to have an answer. He's kind of throwing his hands up. So I don't know what they'll ever do about the judges, but it's a big deal because even if it don't kick you out of the UFC, like this fight might have got him kicked out of the UFC, you might not be getting a new contract signed here because of this fight, possibly. Even if you don't completely lose your livelihood, you lose a lot of money as a fighter on a bad decision.
Yeah,
a lot of money, a whole lot of money, because you get so much to show and so much to win, and of course you get your show money, but your purse pretty much doubles most of the time. Unless you're a Conor or a John Jones or someone like that, normally your purse doubles if you win. So it's a big deal, man. It's a big deal, and the judging's been sus, as the kids say.
Yeah.
For a long time. We know this. We've been, you know. I mean, I love the prize judging criteria. I go back to that constantly. I freaking talk about that like a broken record. But even they didn't get it right sometimes. I mean, it's hard to judge fights. It really is. But you should have qualified people when they're judging fights, and there should be as little bias as possible. We're all biased. We're all people. We're all humans. But when you're doing this, should be a big deal, and I think it's going to take for a lot of these people to die off. I think before this gets fixed, a lot of the old thinking, a lot of the old judges are literally going to have to die off, and that's coming soon because, you know, when I started watching this stuff, I was a very young man. So these people, some of them got to be 20 years, 30 years my senior. They'll be dropping like flies soon.
I remember watching UFC on VHS at our buddy's house.
Yeah, that's how everyone watched it.
You go to the rookies.
No,
we go over there and we watch it on tape, and it was like UFC 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever it was.
Remember what you'd have to do though? You'd have to go to the back of the freaking video store, like right adjacent, right next to the adult freaking videos, right?
Right.
And you get and it'd be right next to the Faces of Death. Remember that? That was exactly. It wasn't a real sport. You know, it was looked at as human cockfighting by the masses for the longest time.
Speaking of that, I'm sorry to interrupt you again, man. I do it. I apologize. But I heard the other day that there's a push to make this an Olympic sport.
Yeah, a long way they came, right? A long way they came.
Right.
I don't know how you nerf the sport for the Olympics, because it seems like every sport
you can't.
Yeah, you can't.
You can't. It is what it is, man.
If you put enough money up, you will become an Olympic sport. That's all.
Yeah, but who's going to put the money up is the problem. Like Dana White's notoriously cheap when it comes to like he puts his money into what he needs to put his money in. Say he's notoriously cheap, but he puts his money where he needs to put it. He doesn't extend himself. He just lets the sport grow by where he puts his money. I don't think he's going to put any money into that, although it should be, because I mean, Greco-Roman wrestling is crazy. The dumbest thing I ever did in my entire life was getting into a fight. It wasn't a fight. It was a how do you put it? What is it called? A sparring match with a guy who was a state champion Greco-Roman wrestler, right? And I hit that guy like 5 times, and he was like, until he shot me, and I couldn't get out. He tried many times, but he finally got me, and it was over. The fight was over. He shot me, got me on the ground, and just beat the brakes off of me. That was it. So Greco-Roman wrestling is in the Olympics. That's great, but nobody punches each other. And I mean, come on, MMA it should be considered a Olympic event, because I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure that, like, let's say at the end of the Battle of Thermopylae, when the spears were broken and the guys and the swords were lost, those dudes were picking each other up, slamming each other, elbowing, kicking, ripping each other's necks off. I mean, so why can't we have MMA in Olympics? Just makes no sense to me. Pook.
So my take on that is Dana White probably is not going to have any interest in ever making this Olympic sport and dumping a lot of money into sponsoring something like that, because he's got all these feeder leagues for free.
Yeah.
He's got Cage Rage over in Europe. He's got ONE FC. He's got all these. There's always going to be some kind of, I know Bellator, PFC, they're like having problems with money and stuff. There's always going to be something like that out there, though.
There'll be a white knight investor come around who like mixed martial arts. And
they need Turkey Shake. They need the Turkey Shake. That's what they need.
Yeah.
Is this not? And I love my MMA guy. I still stand by Conor, even though he's a fucking douche canoe. But is this not the worst sport to like get into to be like a champion? Because it seems to me like so short-lived and little money. Like, if you're athletically gifted, baseball, football, basketball, I mean, depending on how you're built or whatever, but baseball, basketball, football, fucking golf. I mean, hey, I want to, if James is like, I want to do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in like 2 years, I'm like, all right, go ahead. And then 10 years from there, he's like, I'm going to go pro. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, you're so stupid. I thought you were going to join the Marine Corps. Like, that's, like, it's the worst sport to go into as
CTE.
Longevity. Yeah, exactly.
CTE is a real issue, man. I did a lot of sparring with no headgear when I was younger.
That explains it.
I got my head bounced.
Explains both of us, Pops.
I got my head bounced on the concrete in Tijuana before too.
Yeah, me too.
And I think I have some issues from that, honestly. It's not a good sport. First of all, there's not a lot of money in it except at the very top.
Right.
Okay, so that's number one. Second of all, the whole world's doing it now. Very popular sport. Back in the day, look at Forrest Griffin, freaking a high school football player and an ex-cop, freaking becomes an MMA champion. Rich Franklin, math teacher, becomes an MMA champion. That's not going to probably ever happen again.
Yeah.
Because these kids are learning very young, and the game is elevated, and there's levels to this. And as much respect as I have for people in the past that did what they did, the guys nowadays are so well-rounded, there's no contest. It'd be no contest versus some of these guys versus some of the greats. And there's some MMA purists that might not want to hear that. I mean, the only exception I might make is like Fedor in his prime.
Yeah.
I mean, you might see another guy like Mark Coleman, but he's going to be well-rounded. He's going to be able to kickbox as well. He's going to have all those wrestling skills that Mark Coleman had, and he's going to be able to wrestle. I mean, he's obviously Mark Coleman can wrestle. That's not what I meant. I misspoke. He'll be able to kickbox. He'll be able to do all the other stuff. He'll be able to
I met that dude like 10 years past his prime, and he was still solid as a rock.
No, but I mean, he literally pretty much created the ground and pound along with some other wrestlers. He's a ground and pound wrestler, and it'd be very hard to defend even today a guy like Mark Coleman. But he'd get caught in submissions all the time back in the day by the best, like Fedor and people of that nature. So, I mean, first of all, it's a real tough road, man. A real tough road. Absolutely. It's a tough road to become a champion. Is a real tough road, especially now.
You got any other clips for me?
Yeah, absolutely. The next clip, though, is so you didn't get hit with a copyright strike. because we don't want to go down that road.
I don't care about that.
Because I gave you like a Russian feed or something. So go ahead and mute it so we can talk about this fight. This is the MVP Shara fight, the Shara Magomedov fight.
Oh boy.
That's the very next one. It's the one I sent you right before I sent you.
No, it's not that one. All right.
Right before I sent you the Jamal clip. Right before I sent you Jamal clip, I sent. It's the very next one.
Nope, it's not that one. I got it. I think I got it.
Go ahead and mute that because that's going to be real annoying having those guys talk over us with their Russian voices.
It's fine. Oh, it's Russian voices?
I think so. I think it's Russian.
Oh, I've been working on this because the guys at work keep it's been real cold here lately, and I wear this. My wife got me this hat. It's very
like Khabib. You got a hat like Khabib?
Yeah, very Russian hat, and I got the big beard, and so everybody's teasing me at work like, we don't know if you're homeless or Russian.
The man called Russian.
Yeah, and I'm like, so I've been getting on YouTube trying to get a Russian accent down, so I can come in there and fuck the guys up at work. Yeah, here we go. Takes a minute. It is what it is. There we go.
I got my MVP in, sir. I got.
Ele sobe, ele faz o chara. Vai encurtando a distância. Isso.
I like the sound
Ele
effects.
tromba, andar pra frente. Isso também é o chara, né? É um kick. Chega na olha. Você tá nessa distância tão longa. É isso que o chara tem que fazer. Se afintar e sendo assim. 84 quilos, Caio Borracho. Tamo juntos. Falou que tá tenso aqui, ó. Gomedov, por gentileza aí, casas de apostas, né, ao vivo. Pois é. Ali essa luta assim, né? Olha isso. Foi o Douglas, né? E o Chara parece que dirá grappler, tá? Aí. Uma chave ali de aqui, no tênis.
That one should have put him out, man.
Yeah.
This guy's got a hard chin.
Dá pra trás, aí complica. Daqui a pouco tem Israel
There you go. Damn,
so you
son.
pretty much now you guys watch that. You don't have to watch the fight because the rest of the fight is MVP just dancing around doing this the whole time. So you've seen the whole fight. You saw pretty much the whole fight. There was a few. Obviously, there was some Shara highlights in there here and there. Shara didn't completely get his ass kicked that bad, but he did get his ass kicked and win for MVP. MVP, a very hard guy to fight. I think to beat this guy, you got to mix it up like Ian Gary did and ground and pound him a little bit. I don't think you're going to beat him on his feet too often unless he gets cute and you're able to catch him, and it's very hard to catch him. He's still very quick. I worried about this. I bet this fight, obviously, after the Notre Dame loss, I'm kind of licking my wounds, so I didn't put much on this fight.
Yeah.
And whatever I won on this fight, I lost on the Izzy fight anyway, so it don't matter. But
that hurt too.
Yeah, that stung. I had to bet MVP just on principle, even though I was like, man, I don't know about this. He's fighting Magomedov. This guy's got a last name like he can grapple a little bit, even though we haven't seen a lot of it, So I was a little shaky on betting it, but man, the fight was on the feet the whole time pretty much. The only takedowns almost came from Michael Venom Page pressing him up against the wall a couple of times. That's pretty much my assessment of that fight. What'd you guys think of it seeing the clips?
Oh man, we go back and forth on this forever since we've been doing this show. It's so hard unless there's just a win, like a dominant performance. It's so I'll give the judges a bit of a break. It is so hard to call a little bit. Like, how do you rate takedowns versus? But this is a lot of stand-up fighting, a lot of striking fighting, and I don't know, man. It seemed like kind of a wash, which is horrible to say in a fight because you want somebody to win. Man, you felt like that. I really feel like MVP won round 1, round 2, round 3. Yeah, I mean, the
the judges gave him the decision win, and I really feel like he had it coming. I mean, Shar did have some highlights. I mean, there were some Shar highlights. Supposedly, Shar said he was injured. He said this. He broke his silence like a day ago, or like yesterday after the fight, a few hours after the fight. Wasn't really talking to anybody, and then he said he was injured. That's believable, but I mean, but you know, everyone's injured. You know, all these guys are nursing all kinds of injuries all the time, and that's not much of an excuse. MVP looked crisp, man. He looked crisp. He was snapping them punches, and they were landing. He landed some wicked shots in that fight.
Yeah. All right.
Well, if you want, you can play our next clip, and that's going to round off the.
Where's that one?
That should be the very last one. The very first one I sent you today. The very last one. If you're scrolling up.
Oh God. Let's see.
It's going to say it's an Instagram clip. It's going to say Instagram.com real DFIUV. DFIUV.
Oh yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Oh, Israel, you motherfucker.
And mind you, this fight.
I automatically hate this guy. Automatically hate him.
Why?
So
Because I have this thing about showboating.
Oh, okay.
Like bat flipping. You know my thing about bat flipping, right?
Yeah.
Well, same thing. You knock somebody out, go to your corner, shut the fuck up. That's just my thing. I hate showboating. No, let's just go. Yo, everybody knows what you did. Nobody needs you to go, look at me. No, everybody just saw it. Just go to your corner and take your check. Shut the fuck up.
Could that possibly just be like natural reaction, some enthusiasm? Maybe you couldn't.
I guess. Yeah.
He got nothing but adrenaline running through him.
He just knocked out the champ, bro.
I know, but it just
The former champ, but the former champ.
But it sucks. The airbender is gone. Like,
that's the thing. Is he really gone, or
is
he really gone,
or did, hold on.
Let's talk about this.
In a row.
Well, let's talk. It's not but look who he lost to.
Yeah.
You know. Okay. So he had the Poatan loss, right? And then he fought back after they beat Poatan. Then he had the freaking Sean Strickland loss, right? Sean Strickland ain't no joke, man. He ain't no joke.
No.
So he's going to be fighting Duplessis. We'll talk about that later. That's going to happen next week. And I got the night off, so I'm going to watch that whole entire card. Maybe twice, because I might watch it at the bar the first time. So we got the Poatan loss. Then we got champion, multiple weight classes champion, right? So we got the Poatan loss. These are his losses. He revenged that loss, right? But he lost to him twice, right? In MMA, right? Prior. But anyway, you got Poatan loss, you got the Sean Strickland loss, and you got the Duplessis loss. Now, is Imavov in the same conversation as these guys? Is he a title contender? Because he knocked out a former champion. Is Israel really done? Is he really washed up at this young age? Or did he just get caught? What happened here? It sounds like you think he's washed. That was the question I was going to ask the panel here.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I guess so.
My opinion on it is pretty much it's completely yet to be determined.
Yeah.
This brings us to the next slide I'm going to send you right now. And I'm sending you this slide last because I didn't want to confuse you. I just wanted you to hit one right after another. Boom, boom, boom in consecutive order. So this is the next slide that we got.
Okay.
Hey, Luke,
yes,
I'm going to spend some time with you and teach you how to number these slides. You can say,
Pops.
Yeah.
I think if I was sending these slides to you, you'd be fine. If Minnie just listened to my simple instructions, it'd be perfect. You know, it'd be. But
did you send it or what? Jesus.
Yes. Here.
Where?
Where did you go to?
Did you send it to my fucking? Did you text it to me?
I just texted you. Just went through now.
Oh, of course you did. Why? Oh my God. No, you didn't. You texted it to me. Oh, never mind. There it is.
It should be. It's a delay. We got different carriers.
Yeah, I got you. I'm right there. Give me a minute. Uno momento, por favor.
God, you remember that? That's unbelievable.
What's that?
Por favor.
Yeah, I used to speak Spanish like a gangster. You do that when you're dating a Mexican girl and her family won't speak to you unless you speak Spanish. Here we go.
Well,
no, not that.
This is a lot of ado about nothing, because this is just really a fight poster about the fights that are happening next week that we're going to talk about. And that's pretty much. I just wanted you to get their mugs on, so we know who
we got the mugs on.
Oh, bam! So we got it.
Ooh, we got a chick fight. Woo!
Yeah, we got Weili Zhang's going to be fighting Tatiana Suarez. So that's going to be interesting.
Is Weili Zhang Chinese?
Yeah, she's the girl. You remember that freaking monster fight? The freaking, and it was actually when the Mari Kid came on and talked to us.
Yeah.
It was actually his favorite MMA fight of all time. She was involved in that. That was the women's fight that was so violent. It was just pure violence from beginning to end. I don't know. You remember that fight?
Yeah.
She was one. Yeah. So that's Weili Zhang. So she's coming in as a strawweight champion. She's going to be fighting Tatiana Suarez. I imagine she's a heavy favorite. I did not look at the odds yet, but I imagine she's a heavy favorite. We got Justin Taffy on this card. Jimmy Crute. Jake Matthews is going to be fighting on this card. Oh, Kong Wang. Kong Wang, 6-1 is going to be fighting on this card. Not a lot of household names outside of Strickland and Duplessis. They're going to carry this card, I imagine. What are your thoughts on this one? I know that Strickland's just under a 2-1 underdog. I think you have to lay something like $180 to win 100 on Duplessis, I believe. I'll look.
Really?
I can look it up real fast while we're talking. That's not a problem. I got an app.
I like that I always like that value bet, but like I asked you the line about Israel and I saw it. I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna
minus 170, bro.
Yeah. I'm like,
I bet the Izzy decision, because I thought this was going to go to the decision. I thought he picked this guy apart. It did not happen. I was wrong. And I bet the Israel decision. I was getting plus 125 on that. That was a bad bet, turned out to be.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm scared about this one because I don't know enough about these guys. I do know a little bit about Zhang. I mean, I've seen her fight a bunch. If I see a favorable money line, I might call you and be like, all right, dude, like put it on the Chinese chick. Let's go. But other than that, like, I don't know. Like, as far as the main fight, it's just, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like either one, to be honest with you.
Okay, he's a 2-1 favorite. You got DDP as a 2-1 favorite over Sean Strickland in this fight.
That makes me nervous. That makes me so nervous.
Well, the last fight, remember, a lot of people
2-1. That's like what? That's like 200 to win 100.
Yeah, 210. He's
210 to win 100.
You got when the comeback on Strickland, you get $170 on a $100 bet. That's the comeback on Sean Strickland.
Right.
That Weili Zhang Tatiana Suarez fight, I was saying that Weili Zhang was probably a huge favorite. That's the Pook's bias in action. The bookmakers say that she's about an even money. We got her at minus 115. The comeback on that with Suarez is minus 105, meaning you got to put up $105 to win 100 on the underdog.
Wow.
Yeah, so this is pretty much a pick. That fight's pretty much a pick.
A coin flip, yeah.
That might be one that you might want to play. Who knows? But that's going to happen this weekend. That's going to happen on the 8th of February on the Saturday night. I'll be tuning in. We'll be talking about it. We'll be talking about the next day. I'll be well rested because I got a regular scheduled day off. Very, very much looking forward to it. Not too many Saturdays I get off, so I'm very much looking forward to this fight night. Normally I'm freaking holding my eyes open with toothpicks watching these fights to bring you my freaking serene, spotless knowledgeable critiques of what happened the night before.
Dennis Arneska using toothpicks to hold his eyes open. Dennis, he was a trip. Anyway, he would fold a toothpick in half and hold his eyes open because he was so hungover that he had to have help to get his eyes open. But and he did the radio show that way. So that's maybe
man, hold on. I thought this guy was a race car driver, sir. I thought he was driving.
Dennis was probably a really good, how do I say it? He was a good friend of Alan Kulwicki, who was a NASCAR champion, but he was out of Milwaukee. He was just a trip. That's all I can tell you.
All righty, Pook. Anything left?
Yeah, this fight, I'm talking about going to the bar. Well, I guess I work the shift for day drinking. This fight's going to be in Sydney, Australia. I'm not sure what the time it's going to be that comes on. I imagine it'll be sometime in the afternoon, I'm guessing. 10. No, this is nighttime. This card's going to start at 4. This card's going to start off at 4 p.m. That'd be my time, Mountain Time. So that would be what, 4 p.m. You guys are already 6 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to probably regular schedule for
it'll be a dinner show.
Yeah. Well, that's the undercard. The undercard starts. That's when the title fight's not going to be till 10 o'clock at night, my time, which is going to be what, 12 o'clock your time? You'll be holding your eyes open with toothpicks if you watch.
Yeah. All right.
So that pretty much wraps up the MMA segment, my friends, because unless you've got something to talk about, I mean, you can always talk about Conor, right? He's always somewhere. He's always doing something. Unless you got something to talk about, I'm kind of talked out. I talked a lot. This went somewhat long, huh? Went 43 minutes, 40, dominating the show.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm just going to jump into baseball because there's not a lot to talk about. Most of the signs have been happening. There still is Alex Bregman, the gangster, trash banging third baseman from the Houston Astros, is still out there. Weirdly enough, last year, if you remember, a bunch of big free agents, were left kind of hanging almost to the point of spring training. They were all Scott Boras agents. And guess who Alex Bregman's agent is? Scott Boras. Yeah. It's kind of a weird thing. People are willing to pay a lot for pitching, but I think the free agent market got kind of broke by when Steve Cohen, the guy, I think he's the fourth wealthiest owner of any sports franchise in the world. He's worth like $22 billion. Signed Juan Soto to the worst contract in Major League Baseball history, just $760 million over 15 years. That's going to bite you in the ass, Stevie. Just saying, he's not that good. But anyways, he's not. No, he's not. He's not Shohei. So why would you pay that much? But it really did set the free agent market back. Everybody kind of looked at that and went like, oh shit. They said one thing: we can't pay anything close to that for anybody remotely close. And yeah, we're gonna have a strikeout and a lockout in 2028. So I called it right here, right now. 2028, there's gonna be a lockout. We're not gonna have baseball. Pretty much because of the Dodgers, also Steve Cohen. Hopefully Bregman signs with somebody. I mean, the Cubs could use a great third baseman, but we got Theo Epstein from Wish.com, a.k.a. Jed Hoyer. To some guys to look out to maybe break out and be trade pieces in the upcoming season is, of course, Jackson Holliday, who had a very inauspicious start to the year, came back and started kicking ass. You got to look at Luis Robert Jr. From the White Sox, which is the only piece the White Sox have left to trade. He might be moving. You got Wyatt Langford, who I drafted last year in my fantasy football or fantasy baseball team. Got injured quite a bit last year, but when he's healthy, holy Christ, that kid can just rake. Other than that, James Wood of the Nationals, keep an eye on him. Of course, O'Neal Cruz. I mean, I think O'Neal Cruz has a record for exit velocity. From that, I mean, when he hits, let's see if I can find one here real quick. Oh, there's one. Hold on a second. Won't let me do it. Yeah, 121.5 miles an hour exit velocity. That's moving. In the West, Patrick Bailey for the Giants. They also signed Willie Adames from the Brewers. So if you're a Brewers fan, it's kind of funny. The NL Central is going to be probably – it's actually very sad. The AL Central and NL Central are going to be the two weakest divisions in baseball for sure. AL Central is absolutely atrocious. Yeah, I know we got the Royals into the playoffs, but come on, look what they did. They couldn't even beat the Yankees. In the NL Central, the Cardinals are in a big reboot, and they're not doing very well at it. The Brewers kind of got raped a little bit, lost a couple of really good guys. The Pirates, I mean, even behind their two studs, one of them being Paul Skeens, and in the bat they have O'Neal Cruz. Not that big of a deal. So, like, the Cubs could walk away with this division winning maybe 88 games. So, I don't know. Other than that, Shohei is expected to return midsummer. We'll see how that goes. I talked about this the other week about how many guys have come back from Tommy John twice. There's only been one, and that's Nathan Eovaldi. So we'll see if Shohei can do it. If not, then you guess you bought yourself the most expensive DH on the planet. Other than that, I think I'm pretty good, unless Chris yells at me about something. I'm checking to see if he has.
You did not even have a postmortem for Faye Vincent. The guy
shit!
Baseball.
My best wishes and prayers to Faye Vincent's family, kids, and everything like that. Other than that, I really don't give a shit. Sorry. He did a good job while he was there. I'll give him that.
Well,
he wasn't Bud Selig. He wasn't Bud Selig.
The owner did not like him at all.
Well, that's kind of the point. Is they shouldn't like you. That's how a commissioner should be. It's not like Roger Goodell or who's the dickhead who's running the MLB right now. Anyways, yeah. But sorry to Faye Vincent's family. Other than that, he held the line. Other than that, I have nothing really spectacular to say about the man. Pops, what do you got as far as racing? I know.
6 o'clock this evening.
What?
6 o'clock this evening.
What happened at 6 o'clock this evening?
It is the Cookout Clash at Bowman Gray Stadium. The very first promotional race of the year. It's the Cup cars on the. It's a quarter-mile speedway, which is unbelievable. But this is the way racing started in the South. This is that quarter-mile track, and maybe you get room for 4,000 fans there. But they've sold the place out, and
right.
You're gonna have, I guess, 2, maybe 3 races today. 6 o'clock is the first race, and the qualifiers from this race go into the final race, and that is at 8 o'clock. So there is racing today. That's why I said the calendar is moving way too slow. But then from there we go to IndyCar, and they are nuts. Come on. There we go. Sorry about that. The IndyCar is going to be at St. Pete for their race, and that is March 2nd. So we got another whole month to go So you got NASCAR racing for a whole month, and then you got IndyCar racing coming up. So that part is pretty neat. I told you about your buddy Casey Kane.
Yeah.
But it's just neat to come back. And believe it or not, he looks every bit as young as he did back when you guys were goofing around.
Oh, no.
He does. It's crazy.
Let's not run into each other. It will be bad.
Yeah. But anyway, Casey, it is neat to see Casey come back and race. I don't know that he's got any more races on his schedule other than the one race at Rockingham, and I think that's just for a promotional year. They're saying that to be the last winner at Rockingham that they want to come back and race. Now, when they did their testing there, he was the third fastest driver. Now, he hasn't been in the car in 8 years.
Yeah, that's weird.
And he's now third fastest on the chart. So, yeah, I think he still remembers how to get the job done.
I would think so.
Yeah, that part is neat. Other news, NASCAR news, is that they will not change the playoffs system for the championship this year. However, they are still open to changes for 2026. So 2025 is going to be the same old system of 16 drivers dropping down to 12, dropping down to 8, dropping down to 4, and then 4 guys go for the championship. And I really think that's, other than there's not really been a whole heck of a lot. Although I was thinking about this when you guys were talking about people coming out of nowhere and doing well in mixed martial arts and then fading away. Tom Sneva was a assistant principal. He was a math teacher. He came out of nowhere, became known as the Gas Man.
Yeah.
Drove in Indianapolis in 1973. He drove probably for 15 years in IndyCar. Won the Indianapolis 583. At one time, actually drove for Roger Penske. So the Gas Man was interesting to say the least. Really, 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 really nice guy, but he had no background in racing. But he came out of there and he kicked butt. It was wild to see. But he's like your flash in the pan mixed martial arts guys that come in and do well and disappear.
Right.
So anyway, that pretty much wraps up what we got now. You guys watch the racing tonight.
Yeah, little news I found. Somebody sent me. The Padres, if you didn't know, their owner, who was spending money like it was going out of style, spending money like Congress, basically, just going insane. It turns out he was doing it because he knew he was dying. And right now, the Padres are in legal limbo as far as who owns and controls the team. His wife is involved, of course. And there's rumors within the organization that they're going to move some guys because, look, we can't beat the Dodgers right now, and who the fuck can? If you guys want me to next week, if you remember this, remind me. I will construct a team to beat the Dodgers. I get one player per team in the National League only.
Huh.
And I will beat the Dodgers.
On paper, maybe.
No, I get 5 pitchers, but I get one position player per team, right?
But I mean, we'll never be able to prove you right or wrong on this one, Minnie, because
but it'll be fun. It's a fun
they've tried
exercise.
Yeah, we'll do this. It will be fun. We'll do it, and I like it. I like your premise. I love it.
But try.
But being the devil's advocate that I am, being the troll that I am, I have to say, man, they've constructed these super teams before and they failed.
They have. You're right. Yeah, good point, Poog. And I've thought about that a lot. However, Jesus, dude, like, to be honest with you, they are just as stacked as you can be stacked. Like, it takes Shohei out of it.
No, I'm not talking about the Dodgers. They're proven. I'm talking about your super team, bro.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll see. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a theoretical think exercise. It's it's
You
never
better
going to
use
happen.
the whole
but,
MLB, man. The judge better be in there.
oh no, I'm just using the NL. I'm just using the NL, man. Just using the NL. I'm going to pick 5 pitchers. That's the only limit is I can pick 5 pitchers. I might poach a couple teams, but I only get to pick a position player from every team.
Ohtani's not pitching this year, right?
And what I'll do is I'll take the WAR from each of these players, compare it to the Dodgers, and see if I come out on top on that way. We'll see. But anyways, back to the Padres. Somebody just sent me this. Of course, they're in chaos right now because their owner died and their wife and some of the other investors are in a knockdown, drag-out litigation fight, which is never good. But
how many investors do they have in there? Do you know?
No, I don't. I kind of tried. Go ahead, Pooh.
Pardon me, but I got to interject because I have to ask, as a gambler, as a gambling man, now is the time right now to bet the Padres under.
If they hold on to Cease, yes. That's what I was getting to. If they hold on to Dylan Cease, yes, I would bet the under on the Padres to win the division or win more games than the Dodgers. But right now, that's actually funny segue is what I was talking about is that the Padres being in chaos right now are allegedly looking to move Dylan Cease. Had a great year last year, 14-11, 3.47 ERA, 1.07 WHIP, and 224 strikeouts in 189 in the third innings, and finishing 4th in Cy Young award voting that year. He is rumored to be traded to the Cubs. We'll see if that happens. Then the Cubs, I definitely have to go. If they get Cease, then I have to go over the 85 over-under mark on them and take the AL Central or NL Central, excuse me, and go deep into the playoffs. It's going to be fun. I can't wait for it to start, man. I mean, I don't how many days it is till pitchers and catchers report. I used to have the counter on my phone. I don't anymore. But, I am very excited for the start of baseball. I actually might have to take a trip up to Cleveland, Pops. You might be a part of that because I can't be trusted by myself. Because our mutual friend Tim Latore got me a Dallas Braden card. And it turns out the Athletics aren't playing the Reds this year, but they are playing the Indians.
Aha.
So I might have to run up to Cleveland, spend the night, and get that card signed by one only Dallas Braden, and eventually get this guy on the show. All I got to do is puff my beard out a little bit, put some aviators on, and Athletics hat, and we look exactly alike. It's pretty funny. And I just love that dude. I talked to him on Twitter. He's hilarious. Love him to death. But other than that, that last minute catch that I got from MLBRumors.com.
Yeah.
Don't have much to talk about as far as baseball. Just wait to see if Alex Bregman gets signed. I mean, this guy's a gangster. He knows how to hit. He's a great fielder. He knows how to bang trash cans. He knows how to bang trash cans really well. You should look up interviews of him before that Houston Astros cheating scandal and then after it. It's like two different dudes. It's pretty funny. But other than that, he is rumored to go to the Cubs, the Red Sox, the Tigers. I think he'd be stupid not to go to the Red Sox, which is my AL team. You got that Fenway fence there, and it suits his swing for sure, kind of like the Crawford boxes in Houston. Other than that, I will do the first sign out. Remember, never take a permanent solution to a temporary problem. There's plenty of resources out there. The hardest thing to do is just to reach out and take that first step. I assure you, take that first step, whether it's mental or physically shit going on with you. I have been going on dealing with some horrible shit over the last couple of months. And good news, all of it came out good to go. So, I'm super happy. I was terrified that I was checking out at one point, and turns out no, I'm good. So just keep on keeping on, man. Just like boot camp, man. Just make it to breakfast, make it to lunch, make it to fucking dinner, go to sleep, repeat. You know, that's all you have to do to get through life, man. Is just keep on keeping on. It's just make it through the next stop. On that, I love you all. Thank you to Pook. Thank you to Pops. Thank you to everybody who did the bar last night. Blue and T. That was a great show. We had so much fucking fun. Please check it out. It's on Rumble, YouTube, and Facebook. And please, if you see it, cross-share it. Other than that, Poop, what you got for me, baby?
Okay. I cannot let you sign off just yet because I have a question that didn't get answered. I think you misunderstood my question.
Okay.
The San Diego Padres over-under is 89.5 wins. At this point, right now, because you're looking to – because in the future – that might go to 85 wins, depending on their decisions, 80 wins, 75 wins.
Yeah.
It could move. That line could move. And you could be holding a ticket right now where you got them under 89.5. Do you bet the under 89.5?
Under.
Because that was my question originally.
Under.
Yeah.
Put 20 on under.
I you know what? I found that on OddsShark. I went to my app, and my app's not offering a play on that. I was thinking about maybe visiting one of the sports books in person to make this bet. Because a lot of times if you go to the actual sports book and they're not offering a line, they'll look up a line and give you a bet.
Right.
So, or they used to in the old days. I don't know about now. Everything's changed, you know. But anyway, so it's time for us to say goodbye. Is that what's going on here?
Unfortunately.
Okay. All right.
Unfortunately, it's time.
I think the show moved along pretty swiftly. It was a fun show. And the brother Pook just wants to take some time to talk about forgiveness.
Oh, boy. No. Don't you fucking dare, you fuck.
I forgive you, Brother Kyle.
Oh, my God.
But knowing what I know now, we cannot have you ever.
Emotional, damn it.
We can't let you ever touch any money in the treasury or anything like that. Now, Brother Minnie stated scripture earlier and told me why we have to exile Brother Kyle. And I understand his position. And until that position changed, unfortunately, Brother Kyle, you are exiled. But I just want to know, how many times we forgive our brother? 70 times 70.
Yeah.
Amen.
Amen. I love you, Pook.
Yeah. You know, yeah, there you go.
I need my bishop. I really should have worn my bishop hat for this episode.
Yeah, really should. Yeah, it would have helped out a little bit because, I'm bordering on a felony. What's up, Pops? What you got?
Well, it's the start of a new season beginning tonight at 6:00. So
what?
It's on Fox.
What's on Fox?
The NASCAR Cups are going to be at Bowman Gray Stadium.
What?
It's a dinky little racetrack, and it's a promotional deal. It's not a cup paying event or
it's not a sanctioned race or anything.
Points. It's just remember when they would play at the LA Coliseum?
Yeah.
It's the same type of deal.
Okay.
It's just a way to start the season, get things rolling, and we'll see. It'll be interesting. Elliott is on the pole, so he's starting over where he left off last year. So Chase Elliott will be the lead, and the lead drivers do well in the playoffs. So it'll be interesting to see. This, like I said, the Bowman Gray Stadium is where racing started. I don't care what anybody says. I mean, Richard Petty started there. His dad started there. Dale Earnhardt Sr. started there. His dad started there. So
I don't know who my favorite is, Pops, of those old guys. Like, there's a guy at work that is a hardcore NASCAR fan. And like hardcore, and we talk, and we're kind of on the same page. Because he likes the old guys, like the guys that I grew up with.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of my favorite NASCAR driver that I actually met, and I'm thinking maybe Bobby Allison.
Yeah.
Because of the airplane thing.
Yeah.
Not
my pen. Oh, we did a rule. Okay.
Ernie Irvin making me drink beer.
Yeah.
Alan Kawicki, because I live like 2 blocks from him.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's crazy, but I can't wait for the season to start. I can't wait for Daytona 500. It is one of the only races I watch anymore. Yeah. I know how you hate how it's set up, Pops, and I do too a little bit, but damn it, it is the Daytona 500.
I just hate the fact that they destroy half the field every year.
Yeah, they do. But let me ask you this: isn't that kind of the thing? I mean, yeah, you want the best to win, but is it wrong to have everybody so close, matched?
I think it is. They've created a situation where everybody is racing at the same speed. You can't pull away from anybody, and so when something goes wrong, everybody's in that pack.
Right.
You got 40 cars.
Yeah.
I will say this for him: Elio Castroneves is going to be in the race this year, the Daytona 500.
What? He's going to race at Daytona?
Yeah. And NASCAR actually created a rule to let him do it if, in fact, he doesn't qualify fast enough.
Oh, man, he's hilarious.
There's a new rule in NASCAR. This will crack you up. If you got a national worldwide reputation, they will give you the spot, guarantee that you're going to be in the race. The only kicker is there's absolutely zero prize money.
Oh,
so,
gotcha.
You can be in there as a promotion. Now, I really expect Elio to qualify somewhere up front, but
I would guess so. Yeah,
because it really comes down to the car. It's not the driver. It's the car. And I mean, your foot is to the floor all the time. Elio's good at keeping his foot to the floor. He's done that
he is. Yeah,
IndyCar for so many years. So
he's one of my favorite people in the world. I saw him in
Elio
Kentucky.
is so neat.
He's a great guy.
He'll be running the 500 at Indianapolis this year, trying to get win number 5. There's 4 guys that have 4 wins. Yeah. No one has 5 wins, so it'll be interesting to see.
It'd be awesome if he got. I'll be rooting for him for sure. Every time he goes in, I'm rooting for him because there was this one time in Kentucky when they raced at Sparta, and I was going through the pits with my late wife, and he goes, "Hey, Bill, it's Kirby's son." I'm like, "Yeah, because that's who I am. I'm Bill Kirby's son." Hey, John, right? Yeah. Hey, Elio, what's going on? He's and my wife's like, "Oh, you know somebody?" I'm like, "Yeah." So we go over there, we take a picture with Elio, and we spent like 10 minutes there just talking shit about the race and everything. And he was amazing. He's just such a goofball, and it's so cool to see somebody like that that's so good at driving and so cool that are fans. I mean, I never expect that in a million years, even though it's happened a few times before, of course, with Dad doing auto racing forever. But yeah, it was awesome. All right. Other than that, I think we're going to call it a day, and we'll catch you next week. And thank you for tuning in. Remember, we're live on Rumble, YouTube, and Facebook. Share us as much as you can, and call it a day. Love you all.
I'm pretty tired. Think I'll go home now.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.